This broadcast is for March 9, 2026, Japan time. Welcome to Samurai MLB Talk. Thank you very much for watching. This channel is a place where we explore the essence of humanity through the lens of baseball, through the way we watch the game, the spirit behind it, and the philosophy it reflects from a uniquely Japanese perspective. To our viewers in the English-speaking world, I truly hope you'll enjoy this dialogue about human nature as seen through the game of baseball. Your support means more than I can say. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Part 1, Tomoyuki Sugano shines and the SamuraiJapan victory. On March 8, Japan time, the WBC Round 1 Pool C match between SamuraiJapan and Australia took place. The result was a 4-3 victory for SamuraiJapan. The starter for SamuraiJapan was the veteran, Tomoyuki Sugano. From the very beginning, he built the foundation of the game with a highly stable performance. Sugano pitched 4 scoreless innings, delivering a superb outing. He truly showed the skill that has made him the longtime ace of the Yomiuri Giants. From the 5th inning, Chihiro Sumida took the mound for SamuraiJapan. Although he conceded a run due to a teammate's error, he displayed excellent control and a wonderful performance through the 7th inning. Starting from the 8th inning, Atsuki Taniaki took over. He also pitched in yesterday's game, and once again, he overpowered the opposing lineup with his stable and forceful pitching. The 9th inning was handled by the closer, Taisei. However, the situation became tense as he allowed 2 home runs, letting the lead shrink to just 1 run. There are many concerns regarding him as a closer. Using him in this role in future games could potentially ruin the team's momentum. Since there are other pitchers with better momentum available, we must pay close attention to manager Ibata's future strategy. Part 2, the resilience of Yoshida and Shohei Ohtani's lineup impact. As for the SamuraiJapan offense, our unicorn, Shohei Ohtani. In yesterday's game, he had no hits. He only reached base twice via walks, including an intentional walk. There were no home runs. However, his batted balls that resulted in outs were not bad at all. In the coming games, he will surely demonstrate his unicorn prowess once again. Seiya Suzuki, like Ohtani, had no hits, but he contributed to the team with 2 walks. Choosing a bases-loaded walk was a testament to his elite discipline. While the 2 Japanese major leaguers did not record hits, Masataka Yoshida delivered once again in yesterday's game. In the bottom of the 7th, trailing 0-1 with 2 outs and a runner on first, Yoshida hit a magnificent go-ahead 2-run home run to right field. It was a masterpiece. A home run off a left-handed pitcher. He is a player who can produce results regardless of whether he faces a lefty or a righty. I hope the Boston Red Sox management takes note and learns how to properly utilize Yoshida. In the bottom of the 8th, with 1 out and runners on first and third, Teruaki Sato, one of Japan's leading sluggers, hit a timely double as a pinch hitter. This result raises expectations for his future. Since Kensuke Kondo is currently struggling, I believe Teruaki Sato might take a spot in the starting lineup moving forward. By defeating Australia, SamuraiJapan has secured first place in Pool C. This is wonderful. However, as things stand, there are several issues regarding winning consecutive WBC titles. First, the starting rotation. Yosei Kikukai's adjustment is not looking ideal. Based on his form in the game against Korea, he may not be effective from the quarterfinals onward. He needs to improve his precision, much like Sugano did yesterday, but since time is so limited, shouldn't we consider using an alternative starter? Additionally, the reliever Matsumoto. He is a pitcher whose performance is unpredictable until he actually stands on the mound, and he lacks stability. Since the upcoming games are win or go home, we must be cautious about the usage of a pitcher who lacks consistency. Regarding the closer Taisei, I feel his pitching might be overmatched against the power-hitting teams of other nations. Allowing 2 home runs to the Australian lineup as a closer is a terrifying result. Samurai Japan managed to win by 1 run, but it was a razor-thin margin. A closer has the mission of perfectly sealing a victory when it is within reach. I believe there are other pitchers in Samurai Japan who can fulfill that duty. I look forward to manager Ibata's decision. Part 3, Strategies for the Quarterfinals and the Unicorn's Power. There is no Samurai Japan game scheduled for March 9, Japan time. The next game is against the Czech Republic on March 10. Regardless of the outcome, Samurai Japan has already qualified for the quarterfinals. However, in the Czech game, they need to approach the lineup as a rehearsal for the quarterfinals and beyond. With Seiya Suzuki following Shohei Ohtani in the batting order, who will be chosen to replace Kondo. Also, the relief pitching rotation needs to be revised. The issue with the closer is, as I previously explained, Samurai Japan still has many challenges and no room for complacency. Although they have won all 3 games in Pool C so far, anything can happen in the WBC. Furthermore, from the quarterfinals onward, the quality of the competition will be vastly different from Pool C. The coaching staff needs another meeting to discuss strategy and player utilization. Regarding Shohei Ohtani, although he was hitless yesterday, his contact was good even on the outs. Of his 2 walks, 1 was an intentional walk. In other words, they avoided a direct confrontation with the unicorn, Shohei Ohtani. Given his track record, this is natural, but when Shohei Ohtani is intentionally walked, the identity of the next batter becomes crucial. Starting from yesterday's game, Seiya Suzuki has been batting behind Shohei Ohtani. This is an excellent pairing. In a clutch situation, if the opposing team avoids facing Ohtani, Seiya Suzuki can then seize the opportunity. Depending on the game, there might be times when Suzuki is hitting better than Ohtani, which would force the opponent to choose to pitch to Shohei Ohtani. This is why there is no one better suited to bat behind Shohei Ohtani than Seiya Suzuki. In yesterday's game against Australia, Shigomaki's base running error was truly a fatal mistake. It is something that should never happen. In the bottom of the 4th with 2 outs and the bases loaded, the batter was the unicorn, Shohei Ohtani. Losing the chance due to a base running out in that situation is a serious problem. Maki himself reflected on it, saying he panicked. As the battles get tougher in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals, we hope such a mistake never happens again. Also, one more thing. There was a throwing error by catcher Wakatsuki. This is a significant issue for Samurai Japan. Such an error can decide the outcome of a game. Some might say it's fine because they won the Australia game. But is it really fine? Samurai Japan is aiming for consecutive titles. With errors like those seen yesterday, the championship will remain out of reach. I feel it is important for the players to refocus, rethink their game, and focus on playing every single play with precision. The next game is against the Czech Republic on March 10. Even though the quarter-final spot is secured, they must stay sharp and play with an eye toward the upcoming battles. I hope to see members other than Shohei Ohtani, Seiya Suzuki, and Masataka Yoshida perform just as impressively. Players like Murakami and Okamoto have yet to make a standout impact. As leading sluggers representing Japan, alongside Ohtani, Suzuki, and Yoshida, I expect them to thrive on the international stage. They are still young, but they tend to be cautious in the box. In international tournaments, they often face pitchers they have never seen before. When facing pitchers with no data or prior history, it is vital to utilize their natural baseball instincts and swing aggressively when they see a pitch they like. Masataka Yoshida usually watches the ball closely and hunts for specific pitches, but in the WBC, he has adjusted his mindset to be more aggressive. While Murakami and Okamoto show an effort to swing aggressively, it is not yet enough. Fans expect a performance that contributes to Samurai Japan's victory. I want to see that in tomorrow's game against the Czech Republic. Regarding our unicorn, he was hitless against Australia, but his 2 outs were by a hair's breadth. One was a fly out to center, and the other was a line drive to right. The center fly was slightly jammed. On the right field liner, if he had caught the bottom of the ball slightly more, it would have flown into the right field stands. There is absolutely no need to worry. Shohei Ohtani's hitting is in good form, and from the quarterfinals on, his bat will surely lead Samurai Japan to victory. Shohei Ohtani cannot play as a pitcher in this WBC. In a tournament where Japan's pitching depth is questioned, I'm sure it is frustrating for him not to be on the mound. He likely feels the stress. That is exactly why I have expected a massive explosion from him since before the WBC began. I believe we will see the unicorn turn that stress of not being able to pitch despite having the energy to do so into power at the plate, leaving the greatest mark in WBC history and leading Samurai Japan to a consecutive title. The game on March 10 against the Czech Republic may be a formality, but from the quarterfinals, it is win or go home. I look forward to the ultimate performance and world-class baseball of our unicorn, Shohei Ohtani, and I am excited for Samurai Japan's consecutive championship victory. That is all for this time. Thank you very much.